Hello, hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday. I hope everybody is doing good. Rod is out, so my good friend Leroy has agreed to co-host for me. And Rod is going to be out on Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. He's working 1 week in December. He's being a slacker. But he has family here, so it's okay. I totally understand. And I could have, postponed or skipped those shows, but I am pretty hardcore about every Tuesday, no matter what day it is and no matter where I'm at. So here we are, and we will be here Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve with you as well. Maybe we should do the New Year's Eve one later and roll in New Year's on the East Coast.
That would be nice.
That'd be good. Yeah.
That would be cool. So I am joined by two of my good friends down below. They have both been on before. I have Mikey Bags of Money, and I have Miss Lissette, New England Betty Boop. So I'm going to make all three of them big since you might not be familiar with them. Let them introduce themselves to you and tell you where you can find them. So here is Mikey.
Ooh, hi, everybody. I'm glad to be back. My name's Mikey Bags of Money. I do reselling videos. I go to Goodwill, a lot of Goodwill. I got new videos out every Wednesday, Friday, and yeah, I enjoy reselling and hanging out with the people. I'm glad to be here hanging out on Tuesday night. Thanks for having me.
Perfect. Here's Miss Lissette.
Hello, everyone. My name is Lissette, New England Betty Boop, and in all the places. I have been a reseller for 8 years, and I had the pleasure of meeting Kat almost 3 years ago, right? And I've met Leroy as well. Wonderful people. Looking forward to meeting you, Mikey. And I am also a gig worker. However, I had an accident a few months ago, so I've been a little hiatus for a few months. And I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be back.
Perfect. Here's Leroy.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Leroy, Blood, Sweat, and Soul. Live in South Carolina with a New England accent. Don't ask me how that happens. I sell on eBay and I sell at flea markets. And I'm glad to be here, but I can't fill Rod's. I really can't fill his shoes. I mean, I got bigger feet than him, but besides that, he got bigger muscles and more hair. So you guys got to deal with me for today.
All right. We have got questions in. So get your questions in early. We have 12 questions in already before we start. So make sure you get them in early. So we actually had a super chat before we started. Lala's Mercantile sent $4.99 and said, hey, everyone, aside from saving Amazon boxes, where do you buy boxes? I'm trying to get more organized.
Ooh, I like to go to my local Walmart. They actually have pretty decent boxes. They got 6x6s for 68 cents, which isn't too bad. So I hit up Walmart a lot. A lot of times, though, the whole selection will be gone. So I do have another local place in town I like to go to that has decent bargains on boxes. And they also have my golf boxes, the 4x4x48s. I usually just go there and pick up a couple every time I sell a golf club. And yeah, family and friends and Walmart, I got to say. Walmart comes through a lot. I hate to say it.
Where do you get yours? Yep. Yeah, you'll follow Mikey.
Yes.
My bad. What do you think was that?
Okay. Yeah. So I do in a pinch get Walmart if I have to. I try my best to recycle. So there's big lots and stuff near me. So if I see boxes, I'll usually grab them. My neighbors know what I do, so they save boxes for me. My mom is online shopping all the time, so I get boxes from her. And I use my eBay coupon. So use your coupon for this quarter to get your boxes. I usually get the 8x8s, the ones that are a little more expensive. Believe it or not, the smaller ones are more expensive.
They are. They're expensive.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense. But yeah, that's what I do.
I was going to, Lissette stole my answer. I was going to say eBay is where I get a lot of mine from. I actually use a lot of poly mailers because a lot of my stuff is under £1. So I don't really use boxes a lot. But I'll be honest with you guys. I love to use recycled boxes because I like to Frankenbox them. I love to. I like making it work and cutting it up and attaching it, and I don't know, it's something about it. You can use recycled boxes like Lissette said, and I do that as well. But be careful, because if you have one that has a food on it or an alcohol on it, it's going to bounce back. So don't do it. Just don't use them that have food, or don't use them that have an alcohol name on them, because they don't allow them. Even if they're cut up or have a little bit of paper, be careful with that.
Yeah, so I use mostly eBay branded boxes. I use my coupon, but the eBay boxes are actually good quality, and they're like one of the lower price. So I actually buy them even when I don't have my coupon. And typically we get our 8x8s, we get 12x12s, and then 12x18x6 are a really good size if you ship bases or anything that's like tall and thinner, because that's still the 12x12 dimensions. So you don't go oversized with the 18x12x6. Also make sure you're getting free priority boxes as well. If you're shipping out priority order from USPS.com, those are free, and then you're not paying. If you're selling on Posh, we only use priority for all of our Posh sales because it's free and we don't want to have to pay for that. And then occasionally I'll check Amazon. I don't go to Walmart. We tend to buy in like at least lots of 25 up to 100, like depending on which box. Also our 4x4s, like those I typically buy in bundles of 100 off of Amazon. So if we had lower volume, I might think about something like that. But for us, we're better to buy like the 25, 50, 100 boxes at a time because we use so many of them. And if I'm trying to make sure I catch the questions, guys. Normally Rod is helping me, and I don't have Rod helping me. So hopefully I will catch all your questions. And what am I going to give you? Oh, the octopus. I'm going to give you the octopus super chat because that's the newest one. Here you go. That's to match. Gino made that to match my octopus on my hand.
That's cute. Oh, Gino's so talented. I miss him. I haven't seen him in a minute.
He's in there. He's here every Tuesday. He's always there. I bet he's there. All
Where
right.
are you?
Oh, Gino, where are you? Sometimes he's late.
Hi, Ping.
All right. Ohio Home Prizes says, please explain the priority mail envelopes, flat rate envelope, legal rate envelopes. When you look, it doesn't have the price for just the mailing envelope. It's confusing.
I'm confused by the question. The priority.
I'm asking the prices, which I actually, hold on. Let me see.
Like usually I find out the prices when I go to ship, and then it kind of shows like what the priority flat rate is, what priority regular is, what the bubble mailer is. They'll show you like what
show and tell
is.
So look, here you go. So it says small flat rate boxes are $9.95. The padded envelope is $9.80 or $11.20 at the post office. So if you buy it online, it's $9.80, but if you pay at the post office, it's $11.20. Yeah. The legal flat rate is $9.30 and $10.75. So the padded costs more than just the cardboard envelope, and then the medium flat rate and large flat rate, that's commercial pricing, so it's actually more than that.
But if you have the eBay store, it's cheaper. So get a store.
Yeah, because when you go to the post office, the prices are pretty high to ship like a large flat rate box.
There's Gino.
Like $25 or something.
Hi, Gino.
I told you. I knew you.
Hello, Terry Lynn.
All right. Let's see. I hope that answered. If you have, like, I'm not sure if that answered, but if it didn't, let us know for sure. All right. Miss Julie says she's glad to be here, and today her Vero got removed, but the Puma police got her running scared. They relisted her item. So I guess the Vero got removed, but it must have been, you know how sometimes they message you and they like threaten you, like some of these companies, they're like, our lawyers are gonna. So that must have happened, but it looks like the Vero was removed. eBay relisted it. Should she leave it or burn the Pumas to the ground?
I say burn it. I mean, it's only one item. You don't want to get another Vero or any other problems. Try to sell it locally, like Facebook or something. Yeah, just because you don't want any other problems with your eBay account over just one listing, I don't think it's worth it. Burn it and run is what I go for.
Or even put it on Macari or somewhere else. I would put it, but
Yeah.
Yeah, the rumor is that Puma is not something you can sell on
not
eBay.
playing
So,
nice. Yeah,
I
yeah,
haven't heard that.
yeah, I have.
it's
I
been a
always
couple
learn
of weeks,
something
like
here.
3 weeks or something.
Yeah, I didn't know that. So Puma's bad. What I would do is pull it off eBay and list it on Poshmark and Mercari. I wouldn't burn them. I would list it on the other platforms. And I'll tell you guys, eBay removed, I listed used cloth diapers, which I thought was okay. Apparently it is not okay on eBay. You cannot sell used cloth diapers, but you can sell used cloth diapers on Posh and Mercari. So eBay pulled them all, and I've sold a couple already on Posh because my listings are still up on Posh and Mercari. So a lot of that stuff that eBay might pull down on you, you can sell on the other platforms. So just make sure that you know that for sure.
I had Playboy magazines, and I put them on eBay, Macari, and Poshmark. And Poshmark is the one that took them all down. I'm like, there's nothing, the covers don't have any nudity. I didn't show any nudity. I didn't put anything explicit. I've seen way worse, but Poshmark has been giving me a hard time. So I just have them on eBay and Macari. You just have to switch them around. That's all.
Yeah, it's weird. Mercari will not let you sell knives. You cannot sell knives on Mercari. So Mercari pulls my knives all the time. Mary wants to know, do you promote on eBay? And if you do, what's your strategy as far as promoting?
I do a lot of promoting on eBay. I don't like to go what they recommend or trending, because a lot of times it's like 12%. And sometimes I've been noticing even like when they automatically suggest it, it's like 18% when the trending's 12. So you got to make sure you pay attention to the percentage. But if I have if I have something that I know is going to sell through really good, really fast, there's not a lot of them, I'll tend to not promote it or just promote it at 1 or 2%. But if it's something that's very common in a large field, there's a lot of like items, I'll probably promote it and promote it heavier just to have a better chance to sell before everyone else's. And when you do promote the listings, it doesn't mean you're going to get charged for the promoted listings. They still have to actually click it and buy it from the promoted listing. So it's not even guaranteed you'll have to pay the fee. That's what I like to go for.
Yeah, I'm with Mikey, same. And I generally, because most of the items I sell, just about everything, the popular items, I usually have around between 8 and 11%, just to stay competitive. And then anything that's like one-off or vintage or something, I won't promote. And then I'll run a sale once or twice a week.
I just do what the man asked me to do. If the man tells me to give him 12%, I give him 12%. I worked in the unions up north. I don't mess with the man. The man's not friendly sometimes. So I do what the man says. The man said he wants 17%. I give him the 17%. I have 112% sell-through rate. So I don't know. Don't listen to me.
So for me, I promote it trending. I do dynamic where it goes up and down, but I cap it at 10%. So I would honestly say probably the good majority of my listings are at 10% because a lot of the trending rates are above 10% now. So I cap at 10. I am going to start probably in January lowering by 1%. We had Katie and Vicky on last week, and they said they actually spoke with eBay's marketing department, and they said above 6%, you actually don't get any more views. So, but you don't want to cut from 12 to 6. You want to slowly drop it. So like I'll drop mine 10, 9 in January, 8, and then once a month drop it until I get to the 6. So I'm going to try that. Teresa, I would pull the Pumas off of, I would pull them to be safe. Pre-Love Bargain saying, I heard Puma was fought by eBay and has been retracted. But I would pull it. I would pull it. I haven't sold Puma. I didn't know that. Now I know it. I won't pick them up. Yeah. All right. Sarah sells smalls by the seashore. Not really. She's not by the seashore. If you guys don't know, I just say that. Sarah wants to know, what do you do if someone returns an item that was in the original packaging and now it is not? Do you deduct from the transaction if the item does work? Would you contact eBay? What would you do? It's actually hot in the shed. I'm going to go turn on my AC, so I'll be right back.
All right. I've heard of other people having this problem, but I've never had this problem myself. I think there's a way you can return like up to 50% to the buyer, but I'm not exactly sure how that works. Maybe Lissette will know more than me.
Yeah, I've never had that happen to me, so I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know.
I personally, I don't know if this is the right question what you guys are asking, but if somebody buys an item and they send it back to you and it's not in the shape that it was when you get it back, you can message eBay and you can fight that. I've done it a few times. Somebody said a tool didn't work. They opened it up and showed me a picture of what was wrong with it inside, and I told eBay, I can't do nothing with this now. They opened it up. It's not even right anymore. So I hope that's on the right line of what you guys are asking, but just be careful for that as well.
Yeah, so for me, if they returned it without the original packaging, you can deduct it and you can report a problem. I actually did this with something today because somebody falsely accused me of item not as described. They said that it was misleading and it had a picture. They said the size was misleading. It had a picture with a tape measure. So I reported a problem. All I deducted from them was the shipping because they had forced me to pay it when it really was as described, so I didn't feel I should have to. So you click that to report a problem, and then that deduct button will come up. If this was me in that situation, I would deduct 50%, which is the max that you can deduct. And when you report a problem, that is contacting eBay. Like it's automatically going to tell them there was an issue with this buyer, and it will ask you to describe why you're deducting it. And you would put item was new in original packaging. Packaging was not returned. Now this item's value is much less. And that's it. Now, if they complain, eBay will give them that money back, but it won't come out of your pocket is what happens most of the time.
Yeah, it shouldn't.
Yeah. I wanted to put this up here. Oh, go ahead, Lissette. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. They asked you to put your volume up, Leroy.
I wanted to put this up here. John didn't have a question, but John More Income has been around my channel since before I even hit 1,000 subscribers. And he listed his first 5 items on eBay last week since he moved, but he already sold 2 of them. So that's like almost half. So yeah, get to listing some more, and that's awesome. I'm glad you're back to listing. I just wanted to throw that up there, and thank you for Lissette has been, and Leroy actually, both of them have been around. I think since my channel before it was Leroy. I feel like it was before like I was like at that 1,000 mark. I really do. So yeah. Marsha has been there are quite a few of you that are still here. So if you've been around, it's actually in 9 days is gonna be 5 years since I started my YouTube channel on Mikey. So yeah,
that's awesome.
Crazy. Time flies when you're having fun. All right. Miss Sue says, how do you feel about people using the USPS free materials as packing materials?
Dirty, rotten scoundrels. But if it's already used and they're using it in a recyclable and legal way, I'm all for it, whatever you can use. But yeah, if you're using brand new padded flat rate envelopes to pack a vase inside a box, that is not cool. And yeah, I'm not down with it. How about you?
I'm not the packing police, but I wouldn't do it myself. I would, I've used recycle ones that were messed up to use them to not waste them, but I wouldn't use the new ones if it's not for USPS.
Yeah.
But who am I to judge?
I'm following these 2 guys, and yeah, just X me out. just X me out because
we could just take them away.
Yeah, because I do the bad thing, Mikey. So I hope we can still be friends, Mikey.
We can. It's okay. I judge.
I'm gonna get on a soapbox here. I'm gonna put this up here. It is illegal to use USPS free priority supplies as packaging material. If they've been used, like you got something in them, then it is not. If they have not been used, it is on there. And when you get them and order them for free, that is a federal crime. And that's what makes us like not get free shipping supplies anymore. So if I hear people say that, I'm going to tell you that it pisses me off because you're going to make me lose free shipping supplies. That's my bottom line of my business.
Can I defend myself?
I mean, I wouldn't be talking because you just admitted to a crime.
A federal crime.
I would plead the
We can't even bring you smokes anymore, right? They don't even smoke anymore.
We'll put money on your books, Leroy.
Can I defend myself?
Go ahead. If you want to talk. Who am I to stop you?
When I went to my post, when they switched to Ground Advantage, any of the supplies that I had ordered, I don't ship anything prior to anymore, but it's a lot cheaper for me now to ship it priority. When I sent them, I brought two boxes back to my local post office, and they were like, "You could throw them away or do whatever you want with them." I know what's wrong, and I get it, and maybe I should write on them. Now you guys got me guilty, and now I'm gonna go have a bonfire. I don't know. All right.
No, well, once they say
you're gonna burn the federal supplies. What?
Oh my goodness!
Once they say throw them away, that's
the smartest thing he's done all night, right there.
Yeah, once they tell you that, then
I think he's just mainly technically trash. I think Leroy's going to be okay.
Yeah. Leroy will be okay.
We'll
put money on
it month, but I won't do it anymore. You guys are hurting my feelings. So.
What I would do, seriously, Leroy, if I had them and I wasn't going to use them, I would post them on Facebook Marketplace and let somebody come get them that'll use them.
Okay.
Or they might do what you do, but at least it's not you doing it.
Yeah, my post office was like we have no room for these. We don't want these. You can get rid of them, throw them away. I'm like,
all right. Or we knew this would be coming.
Donate them to Goodwill because they'll resell them.
They'll sell them. They'll sell them for real.
I've seen padded flat rates for $5. I'm like, you know, this is illegal. What are you doing?
You guys are picking on me.
All right. This question will probably come up, I have a feeling, the next few weeks because we are heading into the end of the year. The new year is coming. So Linda wants to know, what is your goal for 2025 and what do you plan on changing about your online business? Answer in the chat too, guys. Share what you plan on doing.
All right. Well, my big goal is to just try to get healthier, and I want to try to get better at just my daily routine. I only can do like so many things a day, but I just wish I could do more and more. And I want to get a better routine going from morning till night and changing about my online reselling business. I want to get back into live selling. I haven't done Whatnot or anything in like quite a few months, and I just want to saddle up and get back into it and just plan a show and just do it. So that's my main goals for next year as far as reselling and my health.
I would have to follow along what you were saying, definitely about the health. I had a few little hiccups over the past few months, so I'm getting back to myself. That's the main priority. As far as reselling, just more focused and more purposeful with my time. You know, the same thing, not sourcing until what I have is listed because, you know, how we do. And yeah, I would love to do more lives. I'm going to definitely get back into that. I had a good flow last year, probably around this time, and it kind of diminished with life happening, but I would love to. I definitely miss doing the lives. And my YouTube channel, I want to bring it back to life.
Revive it.
Yes.
My goal is to stay out of jail and and to just be able to come back on the show in a couple months. So nobody report me. I will not do that any longer. That's all I gotta say.
Come on, no, you have to tell them a real goal. You've been listening more. You need to be for real. Quit being silly.
You guys scared the crap out of me. I've actually started early because I got mad at myself one day. It was a Tuesday, right after waiting for Cat's show, to be honest with you. And it was about two weeks ago, and I said, this is baloney. You haven't listened to anything in 20 days. Like, you're not starting the beginning of the year. You're starting now. You got 4 hours to list 20 items. You got 4 items an hour, and I want it done. Like, I'm telling myself this. And I did it, and I haven't let down. Like, me and Kat message often, and she'll message me now at like 9 o'clock. And I'm like, I got 5 done already. Because I have to be focused like that. I have to be tough on myself. So that's very important. Because this business is not something that everybody can do, and we're all good at it. If you're here learning, you're still good at it. If you're here and you're just here because you're bored, you're still learning on this channel. Some other channels is riffraff, but you're learning here. So you're here for a reason. Yeah.
All right. I'm glad Mikey said that. I actually am scheduling a Whatnot show right now. Because for Thursday, because I keep saying it and then I don't do it. So I'm scheduling that, and I'll tell you guys it'll be there by the end of the show. I'm putting it up right now as we speak. So definitely more live selling. I want to try and list more on commons, like start doing the wholesale lots. I just need to get everything organized. With, like, I think most everybody knows, with going through the divorce, that took like months of my time. I got super behind. My drafts were almost up to 400 that my employees were ahead of me just because I had so much going on from that. I'm now down to 40 drafts, which is only 4 hours of working for me. So my drafts are pretty much completely caught up. And I was trying to get them all the way caught up before I did live selling. And I should be caught up by Thursday because my employee is getting married on Saturday. So she's taking Thursday and Friday off. But Brooke is actually doing some listings. So that'll kind of pick up there. So yeah, live selling, bulk selling, like thrifting for commons, like for lots to sell to resellers. And then I've been doing a lot more high dollar. Like we were at $6,000 for the week last week. I really would like to hit that $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 a week on eBay. And just kind of step up my game with the high dollar stuff, which sucks because it's more money coming out at the beginning. But like I just sold yesterday, I sold an item for $350, an amazing porcupine quill Native American jewelry box for $350. It sold in a day, and I was like, did I underprice it? And I only paid $212 for the whole lot, and I got amazing Native American basket. So I'm going to make a lot of money on that lot because that trinket box paid for everything. And then today, same thing. I sold a Swarovski giraffe in under 2 hours for $300, and I only paid $200 for the whole lot of Swarovski. So same thing. That lot is paid for. Now those were the 2 highest items in those lots. I do have to say that, but I mean, I'm at least going to double, triple my money, and I made my investment back in under a day. Like Brooke just picked that stuff up from the auction just a couple of days ago. So yeah, that I think is my main one. I'm trying to see if let's see what you guys have been saying in the chat. What have I missed? Is anybody saying anything? There are a lot of rainbow dolphins in the chat. I do want to say thank you. All of the rainbow dolphins are people that have been my paid channel members for over 2 years. So thank you to all of my rainbow dolphins for sure. Hold on, I'm looking.
And Aiden just became a member.
I'm like so behind. Hold on. Okay, Gino would like to start a GoFundMe for Leroy's bail money.
It's future bail money.
Leroy wants you all to pray for him. Where are the goals? I don't see the goals. Come on. Okay, Gino will fill in when if Leroy goes to jail. Here, yeah. So, see, you made him leave again. I agree with this 100%. More high dollar, less stuff.
Yeah.
Work smarter, not harder. The hard thing with that is to keep it like 100% real is that it takes more money to do that, right? You have to have more capital to be able to buy these higher dollar items. Oh, yay. So Marsha, out of all the packages she shipped, the most expensive one is the one that was stuck. And it has been found. So I'm happy. No death pile in 2025 is an amazing goal. We have had no serious death pile for almost 2 years here. We never have more than it would take us a month to list. Before I had like so much. You didn't miss anything. You didn't miss anything. It's okay. We'll just let it go like Frozen. Laura Jensen said, thank you for all you do. I love the original dolphin. So that is what I will give you. Here you go. Super chat. Super chat. Now I can't find, why can I not find jewelry on Whatnot as a category? What is going on? Where is jewelry? Can somebody tell me? Listen, it says trading cards, sports memorabilia, toys and hobbies, coins and money, estate sales, arts and handmade. Oh, I think it's just not scrolling. User error. Never mind. I know how to use the phone, I promise. We have Amy joined the membership. Thank you so much. This Thursday night are the listing reviews. For those of you that are members, so make sure you do that. And this is actually like, I think this is probably really my favorite, but it's not a super chat, it's the member one. So here you go. Where's it going? It took a minute. Everything is slow. All right, let's see. We did that one. Laura wants to know, do you take photos every day? If you don't, how often do you photograph? And when you take photos, how many items do you photograph?
I'm never really consistent. I don't take photographs every day. When I first started, I'd probably take photographs every day. But nowadays, I just try to go in big batches when I have time and photograph as many as I can in like an hour, 2 hours, or 3 hours, and just find the time, go to town, boom, boom, boom. And then I'll do the drafts later on through the week, and just to kind of spread them out instead of putting them out on one day. Try to get the draft, try to get listings every day. So, but grab a bunch of photos and then just spread them out. That's how I roll.
Yeah, I try to do maybe 20 to 30 at a time, items, and I generally take 5 to 7 photos if it's not too intricate. And I'll do that maybe like 3 days a week, 4 days a week.
For me, with the new system that I'm doing now, and it's pretty much been the whole time, but if I'm doing 4 an hour, so I'll take pictures for 4 to 6 items, and then I'll list them, and then I'll do pictures for 4 to 6 items, and then I'll list them. I don't like to have picture bank. It doesn't work for me. They get lost in my mind, even though they're in my phone.
Yeah, so for us, and I'll tell you guys, I very, very rarely list myself anymore. So I definitely want to disclose that. My employees do that. But when I train them and teach them, we do it in batches of 10. We do photograph every day. So we photograph 10, and then we put the 10 into AI Express Lister with List Perfectly, because it creates the whole listing for you from photographs. If you guys do not know, we use it exclusively to create all our listings. So no sell similar for us at all. List Perfectly builds our whole listing just from photos. And typically on an average day, I would say they're doing between 20 and 50 items a day. It depends on how heavy shipping is. So like Mondays are really shipping heavy, because we have the whole weekend's worth of shipping to do. So Monday might be none up to 10 or 20, where Thursday might be 40 to 50, just because, and it depends on the type of items too, because some are gonna, of course, be easier to photograph. We just did a ton of high-end designer purses and Nike shoes. Those we were taking like 10 to 15 photographs each, because they're $300, $400, $500 pairs of shoes and purses. So we're gonna take the time to take more, and they're gonna take longer. So I would say pay attention. I am a Sagittarius. I would. Leroy's a Sagittarius too. Leroy and I's birthdays are 3 days apart, if you guys did not know. So I just be cognizant, if it's a $10 item, you shouldn't be taking longer than 5 minutes with the photos. Like, time is money. So know the value of the item, and it's okay. If it's a $500 item and you take an hour with one item, that's fine. You know, it's a $500 item. Take your time. But don't take your time with a $10 item, you know? So make sure. Oh, happy birthday, Terry. Happy birthday, all the other Sagittariuses.
Happy birthday.
All right. Miss Kathy said, is there a good book on how to set up with eBay? I still feel unsure of setting up an account with them.
Ooh, I don't know if there is a good book. Years and years ago, my mom bought me a book, How to Sell on eBay. And because I just kind of always liked the alternative thought of selling on eBay. And I think I might have read it, but I just really didn't know where to source items or where to get items from was like my biggest hurdle into getting into eBay until I started watching YouTube and learning you could go to garage sales, thrift stores, storage units, all that other stuff. So as far as a good book, I don't know if there's one. I like watching YouTube. I always tell people to check out the Cha-Ching King as my starting recommendation. I know he's been on the channel a lot. Go check out his channel. He can help you get started on eBay for sure.
And if he doesn't have a video, just ask him and he'll make a video.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, YouTube is your best friend. It's the best way to learn. It's so much free information out there. And you just have to just try different things for yourself, and you will find your way.
Yeah, that I say the same thing. YouTube. So I didn't start with YouTube. I've been here way before YouTube. Did learn some stuff for YouTube that I forgot back in the day. Hate to be a little conceited there, but that's the truth. But no, you know, and don't like Lissette said, don't be afraid. You know, you're here, so you hear a lot of stuff. So, like I said earlier, this is the best channel in my eyes to learn stuff. So, you just gotta do it. Don't. I don't need a book. I don't need YouTube. Just do it. Just list 3 items and see how you do.
And don't be afraid to make mistakes.
Yeah, we all, like, I say this every time. I still make mistakes. I've been doing this since 1999. I still make mistakes. You're going to always make mistakes. I'm kind of a book person too, so I get that, but I'm gonna second what Mikey said and say Scott Cha-Ching King is absolutely amazing for beginner videos. I have a couple, but they're not like the first step basic. They're kind of right above that. So I have a tips and tricks playlist on my channel, but I haven't done a bunch of the how-to videos in years like Scott does. So I would say Scott is definitely the best one to go to for that. That is really where he specializes in. Where for me, I'm doing more like what sold and trying to teach you what's selling now versus like the technical aspects, which I did used to do. So I do have some older videos that still would be pertinent. But I think that Scott's on point for the how-to videos for sure. All right. Laura Jensen wants to know, how do I figure out a shipping price for a bundle on Poshmark? So if you don't sell on Posh, just pass this on.
I used to sell on Posh. I haven't really had much action on Posh. I'll still get a sale once in a while. But I think as long as they just pay the shipping price and as long as it's under 5 pounds, it's all good. But that's only a guess. Maybe Lissette knows more.
Yeah, that's the truth. And if it weighs more, it's like, I think there's tiers up until 10 pounds, and you just have to add, I think it's $4 for 7 pounds, something like that. It just $4 extra. But for the most part, that's it. You pay up to 5 pounds. And if you're going to do big bundles, I would just put the price put the price of the shipping in case you have to up the shipping, put it into the price that you're selling your item for if you're doing bundles.
Yeah, so you can't calculate it. It comes out of your pocket on Posh. And it's like $20 for a 10-pound label. $20. It's $4 per pound over 5. So what I have done in the past is that if it goes over 5, I tell them they have to create more than one bundle, especially if it's lower price. Now, if it's something that's high dollar that I'm making a good profit on, I'll pay it. Like if it's a $300 bundle, I'll pay $20. But if it's a $60 bundle, there's no way in that I'm not paying it. So I had somebody get paperweights that weren't super expensive. And I was like, look, I'm sorry, only 3 of them will ship at 5 pounds. So you need to make bundles of 3 paperweights each and send me offers on those and I'll accept it. And I just made a note on the bundle for them. So if you're not making the money on it, I wouldn't do it because Posh doesn't allow you to charge them. It just comes out of your pocket. Or you could counter them at like a higher price and say, hey, this is going to cost me 20 extra bucks to ship because it's so heavy, and do it that way. But I will comment and tell them to break up the bundle. Miss Joanne says, for those of us who are new or small sellers and can't afford something like List Perfectly, do you still recommend cross-listing or are there cheaper options?
Well, new and small sellers and big sellers, it's really a personal and business decision if you want to cross list. Some people cross list, some people would rather just focus on one website and try to nail that down, especially when you're starting. When I started, I did cross list. I didn't have any service. I was just doing it manually because I had a bunch of women's clothing and it wasn't really selling on eBay. So I was like, maybe I'll sell on Poshmark. And so I just started cross listing over there manually. And the problem wasn't that it wasn't women's clothing that wasn't selling on eBay. It just wasn't popular women's clothing that wasn't really selling on Poshmark or eBay. So you really got to make sure whatever items you're selling, people want them. That's the real key to selling, is make sure your stuff's in demand. I think they do have like all kinds of other listing services out there. Some of them are free and do some things. Some of them have add-ons. I use List Perfectly. I like List Perfectly. The owners of List Perfectly are awesome. I spoke with Kat at a List Perfectly event, and that's my last shout out for List Perfectly. What you got, Lissette?
So I use Vendu. I used to be an LP girl, but I've had Vendu since they started. I left them, went back. If you intend on being serious, I highly suggest using it from the beginning. Any cross-listing service, whatever, try them out for the few free, whatever it is, 7 days, 14 days. But it could be a great way to track your inventory from the beginning. So I would say to definitely to do something like that. The free ones I've tried, not so great, but it's worth a try. See what you like. But I suggest it, yes.
For me, I don't use any other platforms besides eBay online, so I do not have a cross-listing platform. Yeah.
So I would say try it. And I'm going to say it because of AI's Express Lister. I used to not recommend it to newer people because you have to get used to your one platform. But honestly, the amount of time that List Perfectly's Express Lister saves is a lot. Like all you're doing is taking the pictures, it's creating your title, your description. You can do, and I think they have a certain amount at the lowest, which is $30 a month. So like if that saves you 3 hours of time listing in a month, even if you're not listing that much, that's only paying yourself $10 an hour. I would just do it. Like I have my code. I'm sure Marsha can throw it in. You can get 30% off. Try it for a month and see if it saves you time and makes you money, because you might be surprised. You're saying you can't afford it. I say you might not, like you might be cutting off your nose despite your face kind of thing. And I've always been like that when it comes to reselling in my business. Is like if you spend the money on tools that are going to make your business more efficient, it's going to make you more money. It should pay for itself. Worth Point's another thing. Like I use Worth Point tonight to price a brooch at $799 where I might have only priced it at a couple of hundred otherwise. So just that brooch selling for $500 more pays for a year of worth point from one sale. And I use it repeatedly. So that's something where, like, if I said I couldn't afford it, I would be losing thousands of dollars a year by not having that research tool. So they add up 100%, but they should pay for themselves. That is the key. If you are not utilizing it, if you are not using it with any of it, whether it be LP, WorthPoint, Canva, Photo Room, it doesn't matter. If you're not using it, then it's not smart business wise. But if you are using it, then it is a smart business move. And like LP has Photo Room, in whatever, how do you say that? Like it's in it. Like you don't need Photo Room. They have it built in. So that saves you on that. Canva, you really shouldn't be using unless you're a YouTuber. So that's kind of more a YouTuber expense versus like a reseller expense. Video editing, same thing. That's going to be a YouTube expense. But yeah. All right. This is the ultimate question. Bubble wrap. Does the bubble go out or does the bubble go in?
Oh, Mikey.
I've never even noticed a difference, so I'm going to have to pass. It's like I'm not a detail dude, and I didn't even know about it until I just had to think about it. I guess one side does have out, one side has bubbles in, and one side has bubbles out. Mind blown.
I generally leave the bubbles out, so I wrap it from in.
Look at it in the chat. It's so fun. It's funny. We're watching.
What is it?
Most of it's in.
Bubbles in. Bubbles in. Yeah, apparently
Leroy,
I haven't been paying enough attention.
In or out? That's not bubble wrap, Leroy.
He doesn't use bubble wrap.
I use foam paper and shrink wrap.
He uses the priority flat rate.
No, I don't.
He didn't want to bring him out. It's okay. It's okay.
All right. The technical way, you guys all are saying in. Okay, I'm going to tell you. I am bubbles in too, but you want to know? I believe the technical way, the correct way, is bubbles out.
Yeah, because I
like the bubbles in. Listen, I was like, I'm going to turn the bubbles out like they're supposed to be, and then I was like, I can't do this. I got to do bubbles in.
Everybody should go to.
I generally, if it's glass or anything like that, obviously using bubble wrap, I generally wrap it in paper first and then bubbles out.
Oh, I'm so glad I have friends because I scheduled my whatnot for tonight, guys, for tonight by accident.
Oh, are we all going there now?
No. Dagny Flying Pig Thrifts and said, are you going live on whatnot like now? I'm like, no. Okay, I changed it. Thank you, Dagny, if you came into the show. Thank you guys for watching me be a ding dong and helping me. All right.
That's what friends have.
Yay for Dagny. If you don't follow Flying Pig Thrifts, go follow her. That's my good friend. Definitely go follow her. All right. I was kind of interested to see this, and I am interested in hearing everyone's opinion, both in the chat and on the panel. Amy said, I'm getting rated low on my shipping costs. I do mostly USPS ground calculated. I do not overly pad the shipping. I ship a lot of collectibles. How do I combat these low ratings? I'm down to a 4.4.
I wish I could help you. I just say don't trip. I guess it's the eBay ratings. I don't really look at all the ratings that much. I don't know if other people are looking at your ratings and worried that much, but I know sometimes like ratings matter a lot to the person, and I understand, and I hope someone here can help you get it up to maybe 5.0 somehow.
I don't know. I charge, what do I have flat rate. I think I have flat rate shipping across the board. I mean, if they want to pay, they pay. If they don't, they go to somebody else. I mean, I'm not worried about the.
How do we see, like, so I'm looking at mine, but when I hover over the stars, it doesn't tell me what it is. So how do I see what it is? Like, can somebody tell me?
Let me look.
Like, are you on your computer?
I am on my computer and I'm on my feedback profile and I'm on like my detailed seller ratings and I can see it is like, I mean, it's probably like a 4.8 or 4.9.
Yeah.
But I can't like see the actual number.
No, I can't see it either. Mine are all filled in though.
If you look at top rated seller, yeah, you go on your feedback. Okay, sorry to interrupt. I'm sorry to interrupt.
So for me, what I do is I deal with 90% of my stuff is under £1. So I sort of already have an idea. And because the post office charges so much money when you do calculated, some people locally, they won't buy from me because it's $3 more than it's supposed to be. So I just have an idea of where it needs to be. And I just put it, okay, yep, $3, or I don't do $3 anything, but $6, $8. And I just do that because I feel like the post office overcharges everybody.
They said click on my store and then click on my feedback. So I click on my name and then I click on feedback. Okay, so my shipping cost is at 4.8. So I guessed. So accurate descriptions 4.9, reasonable shipping cost 4.8. Shipping speed and communication are both 5 stars. Thank you.
What do you click on again?
You click on your name, like your store name, and then you click on your feedback, and then it'll say detailed. I was going to say I don't care. Thrifted Spirit saying I don't care. I do not control the friggin' post office whose rates are absolutely ridiculous. And I tell people that they like send me lowball offers. They're like, well, shipping is $20. I'm like, well, that's nice. That's what it costs. I don't make anything on that. So I'm sorry you're lowballing me, but decline. We don't control that. I don't think it's that big of a deal. What is yours, Leroy?
Mine is 4.8.
Okay. We're tied. Okay. All right. Berkshire Pickers says, do you give your buyers on eBay the shipping discount or offer a % off or no discount at all?
Do we give our buyers a shipping discount?
Do you pass on the shipping discount?
Oh, no. I mean, if I try, because I do already flat rate shipping or whatever. I have set prices and the price is what it is. Sometimes it's lower than what they pay. Sometimes it's higher than what they pay. I just, and I don't trip.
Yep, that's it. Me too.
My model is.
What was the question again?
Do you pass on the shipping discount?
Like to your local buyers, do you give them the $3 back?
No.
Yeah. No.
No, because we're using the supplies and no.
Yeah. And sometimes it goes the other way on customers and you don't charge them either. You're, the way I do it. So
I was passing mine on for a while and I thought I still had it turned on just because the costs are so stupid nowadays. But I noticed when I was printing labels the other day, I think it got turned off and I'm not turning it back on. So I don't think I am passing on the discount anymore. All right. The Valley Flipper says, is there an eBay report or way to view the shipping weight entered on all? Brooke brought Buddy in because Buddy has to be seen every time. Hold on. He's getting big. Oh, he's getting very big, very fast. I won't be able to pick him up much longer.
Aww.
Buddy.
See? Here's Buddy, the golden retriever, who's 25 pounds now.
Wow.
My buddy.
How old is Dalton now?
Dalton's 6 now.
Wow. Because he was little and wow.
He was 1 when I started the channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
All right. I can't help.
So is there a way?
I can't help with this one. I'm
I have no idea.
I don't think there is a way to see the weight. I think you have to go one by one. What I would do, though, my suggestion, because I do this when I look at store reviews, would be to scroll through your listings and look at the shipping cost. And if you see something that's ridiculously high, then you know you need to edit that listing. That's what I would do. That would be a pain in the butt for 8,000 listings like I have. But I have noticed it, and the buyers will also message me and be like, why is shipping $90 on this? And I'll go to revise it, and I'm like, crap, I put a measurement wrong.
Right.
And I say, oh, I edited it. It's fixed now. And they've been like really good. I just message them and say, I'm so sorry. I entered something wrong. You know, it was an error. And then they end up buying it. So a lot of times mine is noticed by buyers that want my item. And they're like, what's wrong with you? All right. Let's see. Becky says, on a listing, when you picture or note a flaw, do you still do 30-day free return and seller pays shipping back? Oh my gosh, I can talk tonight. What if they are returning because of the flaw you noted?
Well, I mean, anytime you have a flaw, you got to note it. You don't want to try to slide a flaw by a customer, because if they find it, they're going to be pretty pissed and not a happy customer. And that's not how to run a good business. So, I mean, returns happen for various reasons. If they buy it and they don't like the flaw and they return it, so be it. You can't trip. Hopefully you can sell it to someone else who likes it. And yeah, just try not to worry about returns. They happen. It's a small percentage usually to people. And if you just let it go and figure it's cost of doing business, it's no big deal in the long run.
Yep, same. I accept 30-day returns. If they have a flaw, they're not happy with it or whatever, the way it fits, return it. And I do charge them shipping back. They have to pay shipping.
Yeah, I know everything. I'm probably a little too honest with my tools and stuff, because men can, you think women are picky? Men can be very picky. So I just tell them everything. I take pictures of everything, and usually that saves a lot of headaches.
Leroy is like a TMI kind of lister, I have to tell you guys. I'm like, why are you putting all this? But
thanks, Dad.
You're welcome, Leroy. So I have had this happen. I really cannot speak. I should have drank tonight. Maybe I could have talked better. There's nothing you can do. If you have free 30-day returns, they can return it for any reason. They could return it because they don't like it. It doesn't matter. So if you do free 30-day returns is exactly that. It means they can return it for any reason. Does not matter what. So it doesn't matter. Now, I would fight if, like I just told you guys about the pendant that was returned that had a picture by the tape measure, and they said the size was like misleading. I would report a problem and not give them back the original shipping cost. So free 30-day returns means you pay for it to come back, but unless it is not as described, you do not have to give them what they paid to ship it to them. Just to clarify. So you're only out shipping one way unless it's your mistake. So if they did a return and they said it was because of the flaw, and they said like item defective, I'm going to report a problem and I'm going to deduct that shipping like I just did on that pendant. So yeah, definitely. But if you're doing free, they don't have to have a reason. But like if they didn't like it, then that would be fine. You wouldn't have to return their shipping to them. Karen wants to know, how about the naked ladies on eBay? I was shocked to see naked ladies on eBay when I was looking for something else. Is that allowed?
Well, when you see something for sale on eBay, you certainly do think it's allowed. But just because it's listed doesn't mean it's allowed, because I've listed stuff and they're like, no, that's not allowed, Mikey. And I'm like, but it's listed on eBay. They're sold. eBay has their own rules that they follow, and sometimes things get by it. As far as the naked ladies that you saw on eBay, I can't comment on them because I didn't see these naked ladies.
Nothing surprises me anymore. I've seen penises on Poshmark.
I believe it.
I'm going in, guys. I'm going in. You're not gonna like this. I'm going in.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
In my category, there's about 4 women, and this is what they do with the wrench. They hold the wrench just like this, but they have cleavage showing. And these son of a guns sell like crazy. Go look under tools and look, and you'll see they show. Guys, don't do it. That means you're a pervert. Women, you can go and see if this is true. They hold a wrench and a hammer. They have shrink wrap it, and they just hold it right like this, and they put the. It's disgusting. I'm done.
Oh, I've seen like they have like the models holding the tools, and their tools sell for like 10 times what other people's tools sell for.
Yes.
I saw those when I was researching, and I'm like, maybe I should just hire a model to hold like all my stuff.
It's my category. It's my category that I'm huge in. And
I'm not wearing a bikini. I would get less sales.
That's all I see. It's horrible. They got this pliers, and I'm like, but they don't show the face. It's just they don't show the face. It's just neck, chest, tool.
Neck, chest, tool. So here's the thing, like when eBay first started, and I don't know if they have it still, but there was like an adult like toy store category.
They still have it.
It's like it's behind a locked page. So like you have to verify your age, you have to go through verification to be able to shop or sell in there. So yeah, that's true. Cleavage is cleavage. But so yes, that stuff is allowed. And there's a lot of nudity that's like classy nudity. I have sold stuff like the pinup posters. I have like an aviator, a flight attendant calendar that I have for sale. I will sell it. I have a box of magazines down here. I list it. I sell it. My big thing is and this is going to sound so bad. Cover your ears. Like you have to cover the pink parts on your front picture. Like you shouldn't show any pink parts.
No,
that stuff should be covered. That stuff should be covered because there are kids looking at eBay. So unless you're behind that locked category, that stuff should be hidden. I did a video showing, oh my gosh, like pinup cards that were full nude in a video, like on a haul, and I tried to hide them and I showed them, and like everybody was like laughing at me. If you guys watch my my Christmas sweater video, there was one that was very graphic. It was male graphics. It was not female graphics. And I like put stars over, and a couple of you were like, I had to go find that sweater on eBay to go see it. So I try and keep it off my channel because I don't know who's watching my channel. But that I had to slip up with those cards. That was years ago. It was so friggin' hilarious. Oh my gosh. Now the chat, it's Cat After Dark in the chat. All right, let's move on. Laura wants to know, can I Frankenstein a box on Poshmark?
I think you can. That's all I got.
Yeah, I mean, I have 2 flat rate boxes. Yeah, 2. Yeah, because the part right the
priority.
If it fits it ships. I don't know now. As long as it's not over 5 pounds, right?
Yeah, if it's under 5 pounds.
Over 5 pounds.
Right? I think Posh has size restrictions too. Hold on, I'm gonna look it up. Let's see. Poshmark box size restriction. Let's see.
Well, I used to have the
no greater than 108 inches total.
Yeah,
for all of your measurements.
Yeah. I used to love the game board boxes, and then did away with them, but I still have some, so I still use them when I need to.
The conversation was way left. That happens on here a little more and more lately, I'm going to say. It has been happening. We just go sideways in here. Like, we had one show that was, like, way out in left field. I think it was when Kevin was on, Commonwealth Picker. I think that's
Hi, Regina.
Hi, Regina. Regina has been looking amazing. I have to tell you, Regina has been looking so amazing on Instagram. Yes, you're like very pretty. You've been looking amazing. You're on point. I have no style, so unless Shannon dresses me, I look like a hoodlum. Like I cannot dress myself.
So Leroy and Regina celebrated 50, the big 50.
Happy birthday, Regina. It was all because of Kevin. Oh,
there's
Nike.
Kevin. Look at
Kevin's in the chat.
Speaking of the devil.
Speak of the devil, and he shall arrive. All right. Hyacinth says, I offered free ground advantage shipping to some of my sold items. After the customer paid the item, he asked for priority shipping and is willing to chip in the additional cost. How would you bill it?
No, I got to pass on this one. I don't know how to bill them extra. I'd probably just ship a priority if it was only $1 or $2 and be like, here you go, or just send it to them ground advantage. That's how I roll. So does that do not charge an extra? You can't do. You definitely can't do it off the site. I know that. I used to have like.
No, they will let you, Mikey, unless
you can
it's
have them like tell you to pay on PayPal.
Yes, because eBay told me to do that because I did freight stuff, and sometimes they would pay without the freight, and eBay would tell me to have them pay via PayPal.
Okay, I've done it like way back in the day, but I haven't had any kind of problem with that. Like I said, I just might even just pay for them if it's only $1 or $2. Sometimes it's not that bad.
I when it comes to shipping, I make it up here. I'll gain a hair, I'll lose a hair, and in the middle, it's always ends up in the middle. So I don't really. I just try to make sure. Sometimes you get hit real bad, but sometimes you make $10 on a $12 item. Like, what the heck? So
yeah. I like normally like if they contacted you before you could, because eBay like bills everybody automatically. We don't get to send invoices really at all anymore, where we could change that. So for me, I have in the past couple weeks edited a couple of listings before they bought it because they told me, and I edit and add priority as a second option if I have ground advantage. So if it hasn't sold yet, you can do that. But if they've already bought it, you can try and do PayPal, but eBay will block out the email address. So it's really crappy because they told me like to have people pay on PayPal, but you have to figure a sneaky way to get your email, your PayPal email in there.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. They should make it easier if they want you to do that.
Maybe Rod makes us behave. I don't know. Rod was here when it went really sideways, though. He was here. So it happens. Rod keeps us grounded, maybe. I am not the one that does that at all. I will not lie. All right. Lakes Girl Vintage says, how does eBay choose items we can send offers to? Is there a certain criteria?
I don't really know. I thought it was when you have watchers, but sometimes I'll get sent offers from things that I never watch. So it's a mystery to me on how they choose to send them and how I get sent them. I'm looking forward to finding out the answer.
Thank you, Kevin. We like you too.
I don't like Kevin.
Are you going to answer the question, Leroy?
I thought it was Lissette. She didn't answer yet. She's giving thank you.
She's talking to Kevin.
It's the same.
You're the co-host.
For me,
I thought it was watches too, so that's why I just didn't say anything.
Yeah, but I don't think it always is.
It's not just watchers, because like I get offers all the time on stuff I've comped. So I've clicked into the item to look at it, to comp it, and then they send me offers on it. And you have to be really careful, because if it's the exact item you have, you might think somebody's sending you an offer on it and you might accept it. I have done that as well. So be very, very careful. So I think it is watchers, and you can only send it to the same person once. So if you send it, they unwatch it, they rewatch it, you're not going to get to send it again. Or some people that have looked at your item. Some people get mad about it. They're like, why are you sending me an offer? I didn't want this item. Like, they get all mad about it.
I send them an offer. Every time an offer comes up on my thing, I send it. I don't care if it's $1 less. I don't care if I just posted it 20 minutes ago. I do what the man asked me to do.
Well, now Benzu has offers. Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
So Venzu has offers, so that's pretty cool for Poshmark, eBay, and Mercari. So when they get
I know List Perfectly has it for Posh now. I haven't looked to see if they have it for anything else.
Yeah.
What I've been doing, I just started doing this like 3 days ago, so I'm going to share it with you guys. So I typically, when you send out your offers to your watchers, you can click the button that says send offers automatically, right? So every future person that ever looks at that item is going to get that offer. But I typically had that off because, like, when I first newly listed something, I'm sending 10%. And then once it's over 3 months, I'm sending 30%. But my final discount, once it's over a year old, is 50%. So what I've started doing now is when I send out the 50% off offers on items that are older than a year, I turn on the auto offers now. So that every time somebody watches one of my old items, they're going to automatically get that 50% off offer. So hopefully that'll sell some more of them. Teresa's asking, how about return for broken? That's the same as what we discussed earlier, like with it coming back without the packaging. But the max deduction that eBay, like, okay, if they're returning it because it broke in shipping and it's your fault, you should give them a refund and I wouldn't ask for the item back. If they send it back to you, didn't say it was broken, you get it broken, you can deduct, you report a problem, you deduct 50%, and then you can report another problem and ask eBay to give you the other 50% back to you. So you get 100% refund is how you would do it if it's broken. Sarah wants to know, have you had the post office return something to you on eBay and then have the buyer ask you to send it to a different address later? Would the buyer contact eBay as not received?
I'm not exactly sure, but if I got something back and someone wanted me to send it to a different address, I definitely would. If they didn't open a return, I still have their money, so I still want to get them their product. So I would try to send it.
Same. I mean, yeah, that makes sense.
I won't send it. I won't send it to a different address unless they should switch the address. I do what the man tells me to do.
I would cancel that order and then I would relist it, make them rebuy it and put the address in. That's what I would do if it were me. Wind Dancer says, my laptop is starting to black out. What laptop, phone, and or computer do you use and recommend?
Ooh, I just use an Apple iPhone and like a Costco Lenovo laptop. And a lot of people just use their phone. An amazing amount of people just use their phone to do everything from YouTube to eBay to running businesses. So really the phone's the only thing you need and probably whatever one you're most comfortable with.
I have, I have a HP. I've had it forever. I know a lot of people use Mac, but yeah, I mean, and you can't really try. It's kind of hard to try, but I would just go maybe with reviews, word of mouth, what your close friends have, and try that. But I've always used HP, so I don't really use anything else.
I used to use other stuff until I found out that MacBooks or Apple has a feature that I can't live without. So I use an Apple to list everything. I don't use my phone. I just use an Apple phone to take pictures, and then I just plug it in and switch it over to my MacBook Pro. I don't do any listings on my phone. I'm old school.
Oh, and I do have a Samsung. I have a Samsung Galaxy, and I take all my pictures. I do everything from here. I don't use the laptop.
I also have a Samsung. I have the Galaxy S24, which is the newest one. I really like it. But our work phone, which is what Brooke was bringing back in here, is the new iPhone 16. So for us, like every 2 to 3 models, we get the new phones because the cameras improve so much.
They're so nice.
It's a business expense for us. Yeah. So we do have the newest iPhone and the newest Android. And so I would recommend the newer ones if you're getting a phone, whichever one you like better. I am an Android person, but a lot of the features and apps are better on the iPhone, which is why we have an iPhone for work. I don't personally, I use an Android. And then for my computer, we just went to Best Buy and talked to them and got one of the cheapest laptops that they had. And I think it was like $300. I would go to Best Buy and talk to the people. I like my laptop because I like to sit on the couch and do my work, but we have a desktop in the shed for printing labels. So it really depends on your workspace and how you're going to use it. But our work desktop was only $500 too, from Best Buy as well. So yeah, I mean, you don't need a lot of RAM or speed to do what we're doing. You really just need a basic computer. So I would go and ask the people at Best Buy is what I would do. Miss Joanne sent a $4.99 super chat and said, thanks as always for the gift of your wisdom and experience. You are very, very welcome. I've not got to play this one. I love them all, Gino. I can't pick a favorite. I say they're all my favorite because I like them all. So here you go. Dun, 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 dun. I think we had another one. Oh, we have two more. Brad sent a $4.99 super chat and said it's been a good day of sales. So I'm going to share. Thank you and Merry Christmas. Thank you. I appreciate that very, very much. What should we give Brad?
Kevin.
Leroy said Kevin. Leroy said Kevin. We're doing Kevin. Or did somebody want Kevin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can't do Kevin for Brad because we're doing Kevin next. So we'll do the kitty cat. Meow, 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 meow. We did that because if you guys missed it, it was 3 shows in a week. Our guests had cats that kept walking in front of them. It was different guests. They would have, the cats kept walking on the desk right in front of them. Sarah sent a $10 super per the chat. I owe this to Garage Sale Nation, aka Kevin Commonwealth Picker. She would like to. If you have not seen this, please close your eyes. Here we go.
It had to put the pineapple.
That one was made by Yvonne Thrifty Rich. That is not a Gino creation. That is Yvonne Thrifty Rich is who made that one. Miss Regina sent $9.99. Thank you so, so much. I greatly appreciate it. What will be fun? Let's do Dalton at the beach. Thank you, ma'am. Dun,
So
dun,
big.
dun. That was when he was 4. I'm going to go ahead and pop this up because I see it. Is there a venue coming up in Vegas? There is. Boss Reseller Remix is in Vegas from March 10th to March 13th. I just booked mine today. We are staying at the Golden Nugget. It will be myself, Brooke, and Dalton. All 3 of us, me and the kids, will be there in Vegas. So come and see us. I am speaking. Rod is also speaking. Scott Cha-Ching King is also speaking. So it's going to be a really good event. I have a code. It's KATNURSE with a K. You can save $25 off your ticket if you use that. But we had it's like learning during the day and then we go out on the town at night. It's really, really fun. I did go last year. I didn't speak last year. I just attended, but it was a lot of fun. Last year was my first time ever to Vegas. So super, it was fun. Come and see us. Miss Lisa says, do you have to leave your computer on all the time for LP to delist on other platforms after a sale? Yes, you do. But it also, as soon as you turn the computer back on, it'll hit all of them since it's been off. So if it's been off overnight, it'll grab them all in the morning when you turn it back on. We leave the one here in the shed on all the time. But when I was just using my laptop, it would just catch them all up in the morning. And I just played the beach, so now I messed it up. So now we're going to do mermaids. Here you go. was another Yvonne Thrifty Rich super chat creation. So if you guys don't follow her, please give Miss Yvonne a super follow, a follow. She has a really great channel. Miss Yolanda sent a $4.99 super chat as well. Oh, I have so many options. Here's Dalton. This is when Dalton was little too.
I'm Dalton.
Oh,
I need some with him bigger. He's so much bigger now. He's in first grade and like a little man. He's like so grown up. It's absolutely crazy. All right. This question is about eBay. Can I change my screen name? She thinks, wait, can I change my screen name in your live chat from my name to my store name? That's a YouTube question, Miss Judy. And you can change it. I would Google how to change my YouTube name because I don't remember. Does anybody on the panel just know offhand how you do that?
no.
Probably in settings somewhere, but
Scott.
Second it. Yeah.
Scott knows everything.
Paige and Scott.
Scott? Anyone? He's like Bueller. Scott?
Scott.
I kind of talked about this a little bit, but I think we can answer like for ourselves in general. And if you have any caveats to that, I almost said caveat, like I'm like caveat. How many photos do you take?
I like to have at least 6, I would say, bare minimum, even if I have to repeat the front a couple times or something, if it's the same, just because I feel like 2 or 3 pictures isn't enough, even if it shows it all. I'll just repeat the sequence again and have at least 6. That's nothing scientific about it. I just like to have at least 6.
Yeah, same. I try to as many pictures as I can take to show the item the best way possible.
I try to do, like Kat said, I overdo everything. I try to do 6 to 10. I try to make sure I do front and back, all the angles, and then I put a board down and I do I measure it. Because again, I'm doing tools and they're small.
Yeah, so for me, some of our stuff will only do 3. Like if it's a flat item, I'm gonna do front, like top, bottom, and with a measuring tape. So 3 is all I need. Like there's no other, like if it's a plate, top, bottom, sometimes zoomed in on the words. Basically for us, the higher dollar the item, the more pictures we're taking. So eBay maxes out at 24. If it's a $500 purse, we're probably going to take 15 to 20, if not the full 24, especially if there are flaws on a $500 purse, right? Like we want to show every little single flaw. So for us, the higher the price, the more pictures we take. And I don't want my girls spending time on lower value items, taking a bunch of pictures. So like, I would say our average on the lower ones is going to be like 4 to 6. Any tips for editing eBay descriptions and lists perfectly? I think me and Mikey are the only ones using LP.
Yeah, I'm slacking on LP, really.
I use it to create all my listings, but I don't ever edit them in LP. So I actually have got nothing. Maybe I know Gina, who just asked the question, maybe somebody in chat is doing it. I pretty much, once my descriptions are up, like that's it. I don't edit them very much. And if you find my old items, I didn't do descriptions. It was just a copy of the title. So yeah.
I know this.
He knows this. Okay, Sherry's asking, is there a way for me to create a label using eBay for my own personal packages? You could just buy another label, but then your buyer would get a notification. What I would recommend is using Pirate Ship. It's really super easy to sign up for. It's free. I would go to pirateship.com is what I would do. That's what I do when I mail out like personal packages.
Yes.
Yep.
Love Pirate Ship.
Wendy wants to know, what should I do if I lost an order? I feel bad about canceling it. Should I order the book from somewhere else and have it shipped? So what would you do?
It does feel bad when you can't find the order. It's happened to all of us, some of us more than once. And man, what should you do? You really could, if you wanted to go the extra mile, you could order the book, have it shipped to them, and go through some extra work. Or just cancel it and say, hey, I'm sorry, it's not available. I am so sorry for any inconvenience this caused. Here's your refund. Have a great day. That's probably going to be the easiest, and it's only going to take 30 seconds. But on the inside, it's still going to hurt you. You just have to let it go. It's okay. We make mistakes. It could happen again, and it's just part of the business. Don't beat yourself up over it.
Yep. I mean, I would offer them the same, and I would offer in the future if they wanted to buy something a little extra off, or something extra off if they see something else in the store that they want. But it does happen, unfortunately.
I feel like if you chase around trying to find another item through somebody else and then the pitch is off, I just refund them the money. But on the other side of that, you guys should be checking your inventory at least every 6 months. I know some of you, like Kat, has a million items, so it's not that easy for her to do that. But I go back and I go in my bins and I check my inventory every 6 months to make sure that item is still around. And you'd be surprised at items I find that are knocked off eBay and I don't even know they were knocked off.
So I 100% would order the book from somebody else and have it shipped. That is what I do first. If I cannot find an item, I had to do that, I think, once this week. So I just order it from another seller, change the ship to address to my buyer's address, and then I mark it as shipped. I also, this week, we sold a lot of 2 little like Christmas village houses. We could only find one. So in that situation, I mailed them one. I hand wrote a note out. I am so sorry I could only locate one. I am fully refunding your order and sending you this one house for free. And then I issued them a full refund. If I cannot find it, if it's a one-off vintage item that I cannot find anywhere else, I will do like Lissette said, and I'll say, hey, I'll give you 20% off. Or like if it's a $10 item, I might say, hey, anything in my store up to $15, you tell me, I'll ship it in its place. Or do you prefer a refund? When they say they prefer a refund, they now have just asked me to cancel that order. So I cancel it with buyer requested, not item out of stock, which saves your ratings. Karen's saying to show you guys my arm. There is not, well, I think I already had. So the newest is the stingrays were colored in. The turtles now have color. Both of the turtles are colored now. And the wave has been there. I'm going Sunday and we're starting it hurts to even say this. My whole arm is going to be blue. It's all going to be ocean. So all where you see my arm right now is going to be blue. And that is what we are starting this weekend. And that is going to hurt a lot. That's probably going to be the worst of all of this. So I should hopefully only have 2 more appointments, but basically from here to here is going to be blue. It will all be ocean. So I'm like cringing. I already, like, what you guys see is about 20 to 25 hours worth of tattooing on my arm. And I've got about 10 more hours left. And then we have to see if I can like chill, or do I decide what I want to do on their arm. Yeah. It's very addicting. If you're not a tattoo fan, it's very addicting.
This is my only tattoo, and I got it when I was 53. That's it.
I have a little frog on my back that was like my single one for the longest time. And then I had not had any for almost 15 years until I started this. It was a very long time. All right. So Susan wants to know if any of us use Zeek Analytics and do we like it?
I do not.
Not me.
Never heard of it.
I've never heard of it.
I've never heard of it either. So maybe if anybody in the chat has, if you can throw in some opinions on it, because none of us know. Patty wants to know, with aluminum foil, does the shiny side go in or out? It's a bubble wrap.
Oh,
there's a shiny side? No
shiny
way.
side out.
No way.
Shiny side out. Answer in the chat. All right, look, we're getting all these. What's your favorite color?
Green.
Red.
Green.
Gotta be red.
I like red too.
Mine is like blue-green, like the ocean, like the color my whole arm will be. I'll show you next week. All right. Flippin' Freetown says, how do you, and then I'm going to get you, Miss Susan. I'm gonna get you. I see. I already answered because she's asking about the tattoo in her super chat, but I'm gonna get you next. Flippin' Freetown says, how do you combine shipping? Customer wanted to combine 2 items, and I ended up refunding the overage. I never figured it out.
I can't figure it out either. It sounds good like you refunded the overage, and if you combined it and gave them back, I guess that is kind of combining it in one way. I don't really know how to do it like in the order on the app.
Yeah, I've done it the same. I've just refunded the excess shipping.
Same here. Same thing.
Yeah, so that's exactly how you do it. Because eBay requires them to pay for each item. So that's what I do. I combine it when I go to print my labels. And then like, I wonder if I have where I can show you guys, like, I'll write it down here. Like, look, I wrote, they paid $40, it cost $18. And I only had one, so I knew what that was for. But like, if I have more than one on a Monday, I'll write down like what the item was. And then I just go send all my refunds at the same time. All right. Miss Susan said, what's new with the tattoo journey? So I think I just told you, everything is done now except for background. It is totally like all of the detail is done. So now he's like, oh, I'm going to get big needle and he's going to color. And that, I've handled it. I've handled it very well, except for last week. And I don't know why. And that was when he did the coloring on the turtles. I just like, I was not tolerating. I'm like, what the heck? Like, I've already had, 20 hours done. Like, why am I now like, oh, I don't know if like so much work on my arm is like making me more, sensitive towards it. So I'm really scared about the color. I'm not going to back out though. I will grin and bear it. I will have my arm blue. So I think this calls for what we started the show with, and that's the octopus tattoo. Octopus tattoo super chat. It's really not the tattoo. Gino tried. He tried to do it in my tattoo. We might actually get through all the questions. I'm super excited about this. All right. Tracy said she had an $800 plus item that sold and shipped by UPS November 13th. The buyer wasn't home to sign for it. It went to the hub. They didn't pick it up, so it was sent back to me. I messaged, but they have not answered. So what would you do?
Well, you got to try to message them again and get a hold of these people. You would think they certainly would notice an $800 item didn't get delivered and would be in contact with you. So I'd just say keep waiting. And then if not, if you can't ship it back to them, you might just have to cancel the order and try to resell it to someone else. That's what I would do.
Yeah, I mean, if it came back, it's worth that much. I just relist it.
I personally would hold it for a while. I would try to message them. Then after
for at least a week or two.
After the third time, I would message eBay and just consult with them. I've had that happen to me before, where it was a $300 item, and they never got their item, and they never asked for a refund or nothing. It was the craziest thing.
Wow.
Yeah, so for me, I'm probably going to end up canceling it and or refunding them minus the shipping and just relist it. That's like ethically the right thing to do. I've had some stuff get sent back like 8 months later and the order was gone and I couldn't. So, and the person never contacted me. So in that case, I couldn't refund them. But if it's still in there, I would send them a refund is what I would do. Let's see. I see a super chat. Sherry sent a $4.99. What have we not done tonight? Oh, we haven't done the eagle. I always forget the eagle and you guys yell at me. So here's the eagle. I have like so many super chats. It's crazy. And 90% of them are from Gino. So Gino, are you still here? Thank you. I appreciate you, my friend. All right. Sarah's asking, doesn't it hurt you as a seller if you just cancel the item? If you cancel the item for reason out of stock or damage, yes, it does hurt you. So that is the last resort you want to do, which we just talked about that a little bit ago. I want to ask the panel and the chat. Sally said she's having trouble printing out eBay labels this week. They're coming out as a full page. I would check your size first and make sure it's set to 4x6. Maybe somehow it defaulted back to full page. I know I haven't. Has anybody else had any problems with it doing that?
I haven't touched it since I set it up.
I haven't had any problem with it as well.
All right. I think we talked about like how to have them pay the shipping cost and trying to do PayPal. I think we talked about that. Patty said second week of no mark. Do we need to do a safety and wellness check? We do not, because he has texted me each week. He and I are good friends. His kids are in sports and have a lot going on. So I told him by the time he makes it back, he's going to owe me a $50 late fee. That was my response to him today when he texted me and said he wasn't going to be here again. So he lets me know and I let Marcia know. So both of us know, because that means it's mainly Marcia moderating in the chat if Mark's not here helping. But he does. My lovely unpaid employees, I love you guys both. Marcia and Mark are here moderating for me every week. So go follow Marcia. Marcia, put your own channel in there, please. I'm doing this all myself tonight. I can't do it. Put your own channel. Go follow Marcia at Red Cardinal Treasures, guys. She does a ton to help me. All right. Judy says, do you prefer auctions or buy it now at a set price?
Oh, buy it now at a set price 99.8% of the time is the way I got.
All the time for me.
I do buy it now, but I also do auctions. Like I did 4 auction lots today. If I'm doing a lot and it's something that I've had separate and now I'm just grouping it together so I can get rid of it, I'll put it at auction for 10 days. And I stop my auctions on the bottom.
Yeah, so I prefer buy it now 99.9% of the time. I will tell you right now, I've been listing a lot of Pokemon. So I had some Japanese Pokemon cards that were graded that I know nothing about. So I just threw them all up at $9.99 starting price auction because I just don't know. And I've got bids only on one of them. So I'm thinking the others might not even be worth the $9.99. And so if they don't sell on auction, what I'll do is group the ones that don't sell together and do it again at $9.99. But 9 times out of 10, you're going to be better off to do buy it now, because the society that we live in is a society that wants it and they want it now. They do not want to wait.
They don't want to wait.
And so that's like the whole Amazon mindset, right? Like you want it in 2 days. You buy it now, you want it here tomorrow. But if you have the only one, they have no choice but to wait. That's when you're better off to do an auction, because they will wait because yours is only one. Now, if you're selling something, somebody has buy it now for $5 more, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to go buy it for $5 more because I want it shipped now. I don't want to wait 7 days to bid on it. So 9 times out of 10, you're better to do buy it now. Valerie says, is List Perfectly automatically supposed to sync your data once the item has sold? So if you do not have on sales detection and you do not have on auto delist, it will not. Those 2 things need to be turned on or it will not work. And you do also need to make sure that your plan has auto delist in it. Not all the plans do have auto delist. All right. Faith wants to know any tips to fast forward my reselling business. I'm at about 200 listings and growing by 10 to 20 a day and aiming to make 500 a week as an initial goal. I'm absorbing as much content as possible.
The best way to fast forward it, I think, is really to study the sell-through rates and see what sells. because when you list items that sell quick, you're going to turn them over quicker. If you're listing things that aren't in demand or are going to take a long time to sell, you're not going to see your returns coming, and you're just going to be listing instead of selling. So really try to find things that are in high demand, and that's my number one go-to. Find good stuff. It's not easy.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, selling stuff that's a little bit more money, and just open your surroundings. Like, don't be afraid to go elsewhere and go for stuff that's a little bit more money, so you don't have to have 5,000 items. I'm no offense to Kat that has 20,000 items, but
we're getting there, man. We're getting there.
Your average sales price really helps at the end of the day. If you're selling things that are higher profits, you have to sell less to make the same. So,
right.
I feel like my sell-through is low. My average sale price is low.
Hold on. First, while we are live, I cannot believe I have not done this already. I just made Gino a moderator. I'm so sorry. Gino is not a moderator in the channel. You are. And he says, what about his channel? I'm going to agree with that. He has made all my super chats. Please go follow Gino's Finds if you are not yet already. You guys, listen, I'm dense sometimes. I am dense. You have to yell at me, and it's okay. Like, yell at me. Tell me. I agree with that. You deserve that, Gino. Go follow Gino over at Gino's Fine. And look, Gino, now you're a moderator, so you can drop Marsha's channel and she can drop yours, and then you're even. So
no,
I didn't know that you were not. All right. Let me get back to the question. So the biggest thing when I am listing, so if you want to make $500 a week, check the sell-through rates. If you want to make the money and make it now, you need to be buying 50% or higher sell-through rate items that are going to sell fast. So that would be my number one tip. Number two is to list what you want to make a day. So if you want to make, like, if you want to take home 500, I say you need 1,000 in sales, because it's about 50% once you get shipping and fees and blah, 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 blah. So that means you need 1,000 a week. So I would figure out that if you're listing 5 days a week, let's say you want 1,000 to bring home 500, I would list $200 in items per day. Forget the amount. You could be listing $10 items, $5 items. Like this afternoon, I was in a hurry. I listed 5 items that were valued at $1,500 total. It was a quick list. I did list 20 other items today, but I like to do in batches of 10. And I'm like, forget it. Like, these 5 are worth $1,500. I only got time to do 5. I'm doing these 5. Like, the value is there. So I would forget the count and look at the dollar amount. That's what I would do. Kim wants to know, are we still in the Christmas shopping season? And she wants to know, when do holiday items stop selling?
We're definitely in the Christmas shopping season still. And the holiday season items sell all year long. I sell Christmas stuff after Christmas. It still sells. People were like, oh, I wish I would have had that. Or they're already gearing up for next year. So they sell all year long, amazingly enough.
Yes, they do. Christmas and Halloween all year. I mean, everything, but I list everything. If I have it, I list it. It sells all the time.
Yeah, I feel like I know that the post office tells you have until a certain time, and that's what a lot of people misunderstand. The post office says you got to have it by a certain time, or the customer may not get it. But to go back to the other thing real quick, there's 2 women on this panel that I'm very close with, and I would not tell either one of them to be quiet, shut up, and I don't mess with either one of them. That's Kat and Lissette. So I would never tell them to be quiet or shut up or nothing. I'm afraid of
Shush, Leroy. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'm going to agree with Mikey. Like, they sell year round. We list them year round. Like, I just bought 200 ornaments. There's no way they're all going to be up before Christmas. I don't care. I'm still going to list them. And a lot of times when people are taking their trees down, maybe ornaments break or they notice one that's missing. So they'll sell in January as well. So they never stop selling. Definitely not. Question for me. Where can I learn how to price Kachina dolls? I have learned how to price Kachina dolls simply from eBay. Like I mean, like, it's crazy, but like this little doll, I think he's like $50. And then like this one is probably closer to 100.
Wow.
I just like, so this one's signed, but not the maker, but this one is signed with a maker. So like if you have a name on these, you want to look up the name. I have so many. And then like the bigger they are, a lot of time, look, I my Kachina collection's right beside. The bigger they are, like this guy's really big. Typically the bigger they are, the more money they are. That one it's not signed by an artist though. It just says Mudhead, which is what it is. So what I'll do, like most of them will have the name like that. I'll look up Mudhead Kachina and like the height of it, and you can look for ones that look similar. Like kind of my base price for Kachinas is $50 to $70. So I'll pay like $10 to $15 unless I see like an artist signature. Like I have one up here, I think that's listed at 500.
Wow.
Oh, come here, little Kachina. This is a little one, but this one is super valuable. But do you see the detail on it? And typically the ones that are all wood are worth more money. Like this one's all wood, all carved. This one is artist signed. This one's a long Kachina. So like the all wood ones are going to be more valuable. Basically, the less touristy they look, they're going to be more valuable. But Google Lens to find similar ones. Look at what they are like, look at what they're selling for, and just know what you pay and what you're happy with. So I guess I'm just trying to say I wing it. I just wing it. That's what I do.
Winging is the way of life.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we got to do sometimes, right? Like that's just like with YouTube, like a lot of this stuff, like there's no book for that, right? Like a lot of this stuff, like there isn't a book. Like it's hard. All right. Last question, and then I will let everybody tell you goodbye. Sharon says, do we have business cards, and how do you handle multiple stores? And do you have the name at all of your stores? So I'm thinking she means not necessarily multiple stores on the same platform, but like your eBay, your Posh, your Mercari, things like that.
Yeah. Oh, I have business cards. I hand them out, and I mean, everyone should really. It's a good way to network. And I do have multiple stores, but they're not all the same name. I probably got to try to get on that. When I first started, I kind of was using my wife's eBay account. Charmed was what she was used. So I just put Charmed LV on it. And then I just started reselling. And then I started my Mikey Bags of Money YouTube and all that. And so now I'm kind of stuck in between Charmed and Mikey Bags. And it's terrible. You really should just brand yourself one name. Maybe that will be a goal for 2025 to get all that stuff straightened out too.
So I was Posh is my purpose for a long time on Poshmark since I started 8 years ago. And I had an Instagram for Posh is my purpose and a Facebook. And since then, I've been New England Betty Boop everywhere now. So I have 2 Instagram accounts because I didn't want to give up one. So one has an _ New England Betty Boop, which is the business one. And then just New England Betty Boop is my Instagram, my personal. But they kind of, I have different followers and stuff. So I just kept both. But all my Mercari, eBay, everything is all New England Betty Boop. And Kat did suggest that to me 3 years ago when I was on her channel. I
have all the same name, and I do have business cards, but my business cards do not have my name on them. My business cards just say, got tools, need money.
And I do keep my QR code everywhere with all my link trees, all my stores. So I keep that handy.
See, I should do like a QR code kind of thing, but we have, they say like, thank you from the Nurse Flipper. Mine's more promoting my social media. It says, check us out on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. My name is the Nurse Flipper everywhere, and that's for consistent branding. And I think whether you're on YouTube or not, I think it's best to be consistent. That way, you know, everybody sees the same. And yeah, so I would try and have it. And most of the platforms will let you change it like once every so often. So you should be able to get it changed and get them the same. All right. We got through all the questions. Whoop, whoop. Okay. I am going to make everybody big except for myself and let them tell you what they've got coming up and what is going on. And then I will tell you who will be here next week. And yeah, so here's Mikey.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I had a lot of fun. I just put out videos every Wednesday and Friday. So come check them out if you want to have a good time. Love going to Goodwill. I'm going to buy a storage unit soon. I've been looking at them. They're really fun. Just the mystery and the treasure hunt is really the best part about storage units. I can't wait to go check out another one. So yeah, Wednesday and Friday, Mikey Bags of Money. Thanks again for having me on, Kat. I really appreciate it.
All right, here is Miss Lissette.
Thank you for having me. I always love being here. I am, follow me on Instagram. I am most active right now. I plan to bring my YouTube back to life, but on Instagram, you could follow my fitness journey, anything reselling. I try to give positive quotes and encouragement. And if you ever have questions about reselling, Poshmark, eBay, anything, I'm always, my DMs are always open.
Perfect. Here is Leroy.
My DMs are not open. But you can find me
about 3 weeks to answer a freaking DM.
You can find me. You can find me on the Reseller Information Network on Tuesday mornings. Or you can message me on Instagram. If you have any tool questions or hardware questions, I'll be more than happy to try to help you guys. It is a good niche to try to get into.
All right. I want to say thank you to all three of you for coming on. I really, really appreciate it. I'm looking to see who we are going to have. Next week, Rod will be back. It will be his one week of working. Oh, sunny Las Vegas is on next week. And Joe, Philly Picker has not been on it forever. So that'll be a really, really fun show next week. Thank you to all of you in the audience. We cannot do this show without you. I mean, we could, but it would be a lot more boring if you were not here with us. So I appreciate all of you guys. Like I said, next week I'm coming up on 5 years that I've been on YouTube, which is absolutely insane. And February will be 3 years that I've been full-time doing YouTube and reselling since I quit nursing. Time flies when you're having fun. Again, guys, don't forget, if you are able, come to Boss Reseller Remix in Las Vegas. I would love to meet everybody. Mikey will be there. Yeah, it's going to be so fun. There will be so many amazing people there. Rod's speaking. I'm speaking. Scott Cha-Ching King is speaking. Come and see us. I appreciate you guys so much, and we will see you guys next week. Bye, guys.
Take care.